morning, friends. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary, high school, and recent graduate. Today is my last prep day before we start homeschool. It's actually Friday, so I technically have all weekend, and this video may kind of go over the next few days. I have a few things that I still have to do to get ready for back to school. In my last plan and prep video, I did, I think, my Brave Writer guides. I printed those out and punched them, and I used my binding machine to bind them. And now I was supposed to also print out my first day of school interviews, which we've been doing since Emma was very little, and I need to get those printed out. I want to print them on the color printer. I've actually been looking for a new printer. I know that I've talked about this probably in a couple of different places, but I used to be part of the HP Instant Ink program, and the newest printer that I got maybe 3 years ago, it constantly disconnected from our Wi-Fi, and so I went out to purchase just normal ink cartridges for the printer, and it would not let me print anything at all. It essentially just, as soon as I canceled my Instant Ink subscription, it was an unusable piece of hardware, and so that was really frustrating, and I ended up pulling out a very, very old printer that I got, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago when I did a campaign for HP a long, long time ago. It was probably not 10 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. But I had planned to get rid of that printer, never did, pulled it out. It's one that you can plug into the computer and you can purchase ink cartridges. It does not, the paper does not feed well, but it does work for a few pages at a time at least. So, and my other printer, my Brother laser printer, needs a new toner cartridge and actually needs new headers or printer heads, I don't know what it is called. And sorry, I am still very tired. And so I know that that one is on its last leg too, and I've had that for probably about a decade as well. So I need new printers. I don't want to spend the money for them. I do not want wireless printers. Anyways, this is not about complaining about printers, sorry. So today I need to print out the first day of school interviews. I need to get the kids' teaching textbooks set up on their laptops. I also need to pull the books for the first week of school, all of the resources that we're really going to be using for the first 6 weeks. I will kind of go over on our first day of school. And if you watch my previous vlog, you will know that I cannot find one of the books that I need for Lucy for history for her first week of school. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to just borrow it from the library. The library does not have it. So my choices are to buy a duplicate book, which I don't want to do because it's a teeny tiny book, or to look for another resource to go over this particular historical figure during the first week, which is what I think I'm going to do. It's William Wilberforce, so I feel like there's probably some other resource that I can use to kind of go through the questions that we have for history. I have not packed up the homeschool bins. I don't think I'm going to do that for the time being because, again, here's the bin with no books in it from this year. I still need to put all of last year's books away. I have not had time to do that. I thought I would have a lot more time this week, being, we didn't really have too much going on. We have VBS in the evenings, and we did have Jack's birthday and Emma's friend's birthday, so they were at another party late last night, and I thought I would have more time, but I haven't had time. And so here we are, the Friday before school, and I'm not ready. So teaching textbooks, print out the first day of school interviews, pull all of the books and resources, and then the last thing that I will do is to get the table ready for our first day of school and our Monday meeting, which I will most likely do first thing Monday morning because Sunday night we have worship on the waterfront. We are busy all weekend. We're going to be celebrating Jack's birthday with cousins tomorrow, and I have a lot of stuff that I need to do. So that's the plan for today. I also have to record a couple of videos. I have to plan out next week for both my personal planning as well as homeschool planning. And spoiler, I may have put a video up about this, I'm not sure. I decided to buy the B6 Common Planner to try for homeschool planning for this year. And it is an academic year planner. It started at the start of July and I've done nothing because I haven't even received it. I think it's going to come in the mail today. I hope it's going to come in the mail today so that I can plan out next week. Next week will probably be pretty low-key because it's our first week and we like to ease into things and stuff and just familiarize ourselves with the resources. But I don't have anything set up in that planner. I'm really waiting till the last minute for everything, it seems like this year. Anyways, okay, so super long introduction. I need to make myself another cup of coffee and get ready for the day, and I think I might do my personal plan for next week. I have been keeping a to-do list all week. I've just been keeping it in the Notes app on my computer, or your phone or whatnot, which is not typical for me. Typically I will use a paper planner to keep my to-do list, but I just keep thinking of things while I am working, and so I just keep putting them on that instead of pulling out my notebook. So more coffee, maybe a shower, maybe planning next week. I probably will feel better after I do that. Okay guys, it is 12:30 and I have not actually done anything for homeschool prep yet today. I did run out to Walgreens and get some stuff for my mom's, and I dropped Lucy off at my mom's so she can play with the cousins. Jack and Emma are just hanging out here. I came home and made myself some breakfast very late, and then I checked the mail and the B6 Common Planner came in the mail. This is the academic year vertical planner. This is what I have decided to try to use for homeschool planning for this year, which is crazy because I already purchased my Erin Condren teacher planner and I've already set it up for homeschool planning for this coming year. But I mentioned this back when I got that planner, that I wasn't sure if I wanted to use it because it is so big and I'm going down to 2 kids. I feel like things do not need to be as big as they are in the teacher planner. Let me show you. I'm not sure how well this is going to show, but this is the B6 size and this is my teacher planner, which is 8.5 by 11. Obviously so much bigger than this little B6, but I am really, really excited to try this. I think that it has everything that I need. I'm unsure if I actually even need these weekly vertical spreads or not. I may only need the monthly calendar spreads, the goals, and the notes pages in the back, but we will see. So I recorded my plan with me for next week, just my normal weekly plan with me. And I also recorded the walkthrough of that Sterling Ink planner and kind of my thoughts, what I'm planning with that planner, etc. And now I have about an hour before I have to get Lucy. So I am going to try and find the link for those interviews. I've been using the same interviews since Emma was like in kindergarten, and every year I forget what it is, so I have to go seeking it out, but I can find it in my old blog posts. That's what I need to do. And then I'm going to try and print that out, and I'm not sure what the next step is. I was going to look for a book at the library on William Wilberforce for Lucy, but I might look for maybe a little video instead to watch during the first week. That's the book that I'm missing about William Wilberforce, and it's just a really tiny book, maybe like 30 to 50 pages, so it's not super in-depth, I don't think, just to kind of give an overview of who he is, or who he was, and what he did. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time searching for that stuff, and then that might be all that I'm working on today. I have a couple of other things that I wanted to pull out and just kind of get organized, but the rest of the stuff may not be until Sunday night or Monday morning. So this vlog is going to be a couple of different days. Oh, I also need to set up the teaching textbooks. So that's what I'm going to do. Interviews, teaching textbooks, and looking for a replacement for the William Wilberforce book. Okay. That's the check-in for now. It's 2 o'clock and we just got Lucy. Emma drove me to get Lucy. I have not really done much. I was cleaning off my desk and throwing some trash away and getting things organized so that I could get the kids' laptops in here so that I could set everybody's math up. So I threw something into the trash and it didn't make it to the trash, just like a catalog or something. So I leaned over to grab it, and instead of grabbing it, I smacked my head into the corner of Emma's desk. Hard. So that hurt really bad, and I immediately was icing it, and you can't really tell, but there's a bump right here, and obviously the cut on my head, but I don't think it's like a goose egg right now because I went to the freezer immediately and put ice on it. So I'm going to ice my head again and just kind of rest on the couch for a little while, and I'm going to call it good for right now. Maybe later on this afternoon I will come back and set up the teaching textbook stuff and get the things printed out that I wanted to get printed out. Otherwise, I'm probably going to have to do some of that tomorrow, and I don't know when. I'm not sure when this weekend I will have time to do either of those things because we have things going on both days. So that's where I'm going to call it for today, but I may come back later and work on some stuff if I'm feeling better. But right now, I'm just going to be icing my head. That's like... It just figures. It just figures that I'm rushing around trying to get stuff done. Last day of vacation, not technically, but you know, our last day during the week of vacation before we start back to school, and I smacked my head. Good. So anyways, if you see future vlogs and I've got a big bruise, that is what it is. But hopefully because I'm icing it immediately, it will not be bad. That is my hope. Yes. So now I'm going to go rest for a little bit. Okay guys, so it is Sunday afternoon. We just got home from church and going out to coffee with friends. My head is still throbbing. Oh my goodness. I have not done any of the things that I actually needed to get done for tomorrow, for the start of school. I have not planned the week for homeschool. I thought I was going to do that on Friday, but my head has really been throbbing. Yesterday we were gone all day. Today we've been gone, but I have a couple of hours before we have to leave again. So my plan is to get teaching textbooks set up for Jack and Lucy. I still have to print the first day of school interviews, which I cannot find. I can't find the link for some reason, and I don't know why. I'm going to have to look and see if maybe it's just not available anymore, which is possible. So I might just make my own back to school interview. That'll probably be the easiest thing to do. And then the other thing that I did not do, that I was planning to do on Friday, but totally got discombobulated with the head knock. I have books for Jack's history that I was supposed to pick up for tomorrow, and I forgot to get them on Friday, and then I did not get them on Saturday. And so now I don't have them for tomorrow when we're supposed to be going over the plan for the next 4 to 6 weeks or whatever. So I am going to have to go to the library tomorrow, and I also have to get groceries. This is like going to be the worst back to school, I feel like. It's really, yeah, it's kind of funny. So anyways, today I've got to get the teaching textbook set up at least. We'll see. So that is the plan for right now. I do need to plan out things. What I'm thinking for homeschool planning this week, I was just going to write out everything for the week, but I think what I'm actually going to do is kind of day by day planning this week, or maybe I'm going to plan tomorrow and then see how the day goes and then what I want to start with on Tuesday. At least I have the Brave Writer stuff done. If I can get teaching textbooks set up, those are really the only two things that I wanted to actually work on tomorrow, and then everything else is more introduction and like doing the daily things like World Watch and Wordly Wise and narration and stuff like that. Narration will come later because it's the first day. There's nothing to narrate on the first day. So I think that I'm probably okay, but I do need to get some stuff just set up, which is what I'm going to do now. days, so that is good. And I printed out Jack's Algebra 2 appendices, and bound that. I have their Brave Writer guides printed out, which I did last week. If you saw that video, I will leave it linked if you're interested in seeing it. And I think that the last thing that I need to do is just plan out tomorrow. I was thinking about it, and I know that I already mentioned this, but I'm not going to do planning from behind this week, but I am just going to plan for tomorrow. And then after we see how tomorrow goes, I will plan either the rest of the week, Tuesday through Friday, or I will go and just plan Tuesday, tomorrow afternoon, and see how that goes. The only other thing that I need to do is just get the table set up for tomorrow morning, which I am going to do when I get up in the morning. I'm not going to do that tonight. So I think I'm actually going to close out this vlog here and just work on making sure that I have everything pulled out for tomorrow, which I think that I do, except for those library books, which I said earlier. I'm going to have to go tomorrow and get them. The problem is the library doesn't open until 10:30, and my plan is to have our morning meeting at like 8. I'm probably not going to be able to introduce some of the books to Jack. Well, that's not entirely true, because the book that I need is this. It's called like SPQR, and it's about the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. And so I think that it is on Hoopla as an audiobook. So I could potentially get it, but it doesn't really give an overview of the book. I guess I'm not planning on reading it with Jack tomorrow, so maybe I will just do an overview of the first unit and what the plan is for the next 4 to 6 weeks with that unit. That's probably what I will do. Then I will grab the book in the afternoon and start that with him on Tuesday. I think that is what I'm going to end up doing, so it's okay. I should have gotten it Friday, and then when I forgot to get it on Friday, I should have gotten it Saturday morning before we went out for the day, but I didn't, so it is what it is. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little peek into my last minute planning for the start of our homeschool year. I will have a first day of homeschool vlog that will probably be up next week, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be very different with Emma this year. I think that I still need to figure out the personal development stuff that I want to do with Jack for this year, as well as with Emma. I know I've mentioned this several times that I'm planning to mentor her this year. She has applied to one college, and I need to finish getting transcripts sent out for that. But, you know, we're just kind of like in the figuring it out phase, and I think some personal development stuff will be helpful for her with goal setting and just project management and, you know, figuring out what's next for her. So once I figure that stuff out, I will share it. It's definitely, I am less prepared than I normally am. Usually I have all of this stuff done because we've already started homeschool, but I think starting a little bit later and taking this past summer of rest has really made it so I have not done some of the things that I typically do, but I do feel pretty good, at least about the core stuff that we're doing with Jack and Lucy, and I'm really excited about the courses that I have set up for Jack. Oh, the one thing that I have not done is set up his CompuScholar course, JavaScript, which he's doing. So I just need to do that, and then we'll be good to go. So stay tuned for the first day of homeschool vlog that will be coming soon. And if you've already started, I would love to hear how your first day or first week went. If you haven't started yet, let me know when you are starting in the comments. I know a lot of people wait until after Labor Day, which is really cool. Soaking up the last days of summer. Definitely love that. So thank you again so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.